In the course of crime scene investigation, metal detectors are sometimes utilized to collect physical evidence or to search for discarded or hidden weapons. Investigators may be called upon to recover bullets, knives, or even handguns from a wide variety of environments. In this video, we will cover some of the basics of ground search. Garrett wishes to thank the police officers and CSI trainers who helped with some of the scenes. In particular, David Thatcher and Tom Ashmore and Randy Ashmore, who have each trained many law enforcement and CSI specialists over the years. A number of these scenes were filmed using the Garrett CSI Pro detector. But it's important to note that most of the tips and techniques in this video can be applied to whichever Garrett detector you have selected. Whether you choose a Garrett CSI Pro, Apex, or current A series detector, you should become familiar with its target ID system. With any of these three detectors, any metallic target that passes within range of your search coil will create both an audible target ID and a target ID numeral. Ferrous targets, or iron targets, such as nails, iron, steel core projectiles, and some weapons, generally produce a low tone and target ID numbers with lower readings, often below 40 on the target ID scale. Non-ferrous targets that are thin or smaller in size have a slightly higher target ID number than ferrous targets. They will produce a slightly higher tone and will give you a number reading more in the mid-range of your detector's 100-point target ID scale. Thick or high conductivity targets will indicate toward the right of the upper scale and will produce a higher tone. Garrett recommends that you gather a variety of test targets and conduct your own bench tests. Any of the Garrett detectors shown here will produce different tone IDs that correspond with the target's metal type and conductivity. As a reminder, each Garrett ground search detector has a full set of training videos you should watch. The topics covered here are basic and introductory. If you're looking for a particular target, there are ways to speed up your search. Let's say you're looking for a particular size brass cartridge at a crime scene. You don't necessarily need to hear all metallic target sounds within your search area in this case. All of these Garrett detectors include the ability to notch out or discriminate undesired targets. With all of these upper scale target ID pixels darkened or turned on, all types of metal will be heard. Segments of your target ID scale can be switched off so that undesired targets no longer create an audible response. You will, however, still see a pixel at the top of this upper scale to visually indicate that an undesired metallic target has been discovered. Each detector's specific training video shows how to quickly narrow your search field by eliminating undesired target segments. As an example, this quick segment from the CSI Pro's training video shows how to set up your detector to find a specific brass target. Scan another of the same type casings, determine where it reads on the target ID scale, and then notch out the other pixels. In the event the orientation of the target makes its target ID vary slightly, add a pixel of discrimination on either side of the expected target ID. Your CSI Pro is now set to only pick up targets that very closely resemble the conductivity of this particular casing. Proper detecting techniques are important when you're scanning for evidence.
When you're sweeping, you want to keep a nice steady motion parallel to the ground. You don't want to lift it, such as this right here, which some people have a tendency to do, because you're going to be losing coverage area. You're going to make an imaginary figure eight. Okay, a nice easy motion, walking ahead, half step at a time. You want to imagine in your mind that you're going down a lane of approximately 3 feet wide. Take your time. You don't want to miss any possible targets. Anything that's deeper may be buried quite deep, and you want to be able to hear even the faintest signals. So you want to take a nice, easy sweep in motion, just like this.
Discarded or cached weapons may be found in a wide variety of places. We called on CSI trainers Tom and Randy Ashmore and some officers from their region to demonstrate a few such search scenarios. Here, Tom demonstrates how his detector can find a handgun cached in a challenging area, such as this wood pile. After picking up a signal, he uses his pro pointer to pinpoint the weapon's location. In another training scenario, Tom shows that your detector can pick up cached weapons hidden in a simulated cinder block wall.
We reposition the coil. We're getting a good signal in the blocks.
Using his pro pointer, he narrows down the area of the strong signal. These are obviously simple training scenarios, but they demonstrate how your detector can see through wood, sheetrock, cinder blocks, and other non-metallic structures during your search. You can also scan for weapons cached under wood flooring. Your CSI detector can also find weapons buried or cached away for future use in other places, such as under concrete steps. In their training, Randy and Tom challenged trainees to find a number of weapons that they had hidden in outdoor environments, such as wood piles, fallen trees, and campsites. Fired bullets and spent casings can be vital evidence for forensic scientists, but where they end up can make them challenging to recover at times. Some metallic evidence, such as tiny lead shot, can be difficult to recover even after you have detected it.
All right, we've got an idea where the object is. So we're going to take our pro pointer and we're going to take a plastic scoop and we're going to start searching for it. Well, we know it's in that scoop. We're going to be very careful about dumping the sand out because this is a very small target. We'll dump about a quarter of it out. We will search. It's not there. Just to be safe, we will dump it into our other little container and we'll start again. We will search that out. Nothing. Dump it in there. Now let's just check and make sure that we still got it. Still there. Nothing. Still there. Pick it out. A .22 caliber head. Sometimes in a running gun battle, the bullets aren't just laying on the ground, they could end up in buildings or in trees. So we have to learn to examine things at different heights and elevations. Notice we're getting a good signal in this tree. It's about almost 6 feet off the ground. We're going to examine it with a pro pointer. We're getting good noise. We've got something in there. We look. We can actually see the back of a bullet. That could be the evidence that we needed.
Your metal detector will pick up brass casing and lead shot without a problem, but you'll often be faced with finding these desired targets amongst a lot of urban trash, such as bottle caps, nails, and other metallic debris. Earlier in this video, we showed you how notching or selective target discrimination can narrow down your search field. Some of your more advanced metal detectors have other features to assist in your search that are worth a quick discussion. For example, Garrett's CSI Pro and Apex detectors each have what is called iron audio. This feature allows you to quickly check a questionable target to see if it is pure brass, lead, or some other non-ferrous metal. Without the use of iron audio, this bottle cap still sounds like a pretty good target, even though I have my iron discrimination set at 35. Now press the iron audio button and swing back over the target. You now hear a distinctive iron grunt or growl, flanking the higher tone indication. Another helpful feature on some detectors is iron volume. This allows you to keep desired targets at a higher volume, but reduce ferrous or iron targets to a lower volume. This allows the user to clearly hear targets with higher target ID values above the lower volume iron trash. These are just a couple of helpful features to consider. Whether you select a CSI Pro detector or a different model from Garrett, It's recommended to watch the training videos available on Garrett.com for that product. These will teach you the basics of pinpointing and properly recovering a metallic target. As a final tip, the best piece of advice I can offer is this: learn your detector. If you only turn on a metal detector the day you're called upon to recover some projectiles, it's going to be more of a challenge. If your department allows it, take the detector out on your day off. Spend time searching for coins and other targets just for fun. It's great practice, teaches you how targets sound, and it lets you learn how to effectively recover them from the ground. You can also set up a test garden of targets to help learn target response. The more time you spend with your machine, the more effective you will become at recovering the targets you need to recover when it really counts.